Even if you tried, you wouldn't understand it. Maybe something's missing inside of you. Just a bit of sugar to that horrid bitter. Maybe you taste different. Hold up, babe.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. So today's video is going to be a cleaning and organization motivational video of my kitchen, because my kitchen is a pure disaster. So I have 3 kids, 7 and under, and I work part-time. And actually today my husband's working a double shift, so he's gone all day long. So this morning we got up, had breakfast, I made some crock pot chili, and I also made some yogurt in the Instant Pot, and I didn't really get a chance to do anything else in the kitchen. And then we ran out the door because my kids had some sport activities. And then we came home, had some lunch, and of course now I have to deal with the kitchen. It's honestly a pure disaster. So I'm gonna show you guys the real mess of my kitchen, because I know sometimes we probably all get embarrassed when our kitchen's a bit messy and can't believe that we like to get to this state. So I like to show you guys the real deal so that, you know what, if you ever have a messy kitchen, you're embarrassed, you'll just look back and think of mine and what it looked like. Plus then it's always satisfying seeing what it looks like at the end when it's all cleaned up. And then also I'm gonna give you guys some ideas and show you what I have planned for my kitchen organization. I decluttered some things yesterday, and I have some things kind of in their spots, but we need to add some more shelving. I'll explain that to you here in a bit. So if you do enjoy today's video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you do enjoy today's video, along with other content you see here on my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing and joining my YouTube family. It's free to do so. So don't forget that red subscribe button and the notification bell so you miss any future videos from me. And if you are new to my channel, I like to post lots of cleaning, organization, and decluttering motivation, as well as some baking and some cooking and some other content in between. And I'm focusing on decluttering over the next couple months here, so I plan on decluttering a lot of spaces in my home. I did a huge declutter last year, but there's still more to do, so I'm going to be posting lots of videos regarding my decluttering, and of course lots of cleaning motivation as well, and some organization, as I have some rooms I want to reorganize a bit. So I hope you'll stick around, but let's get right to this. I'm going to show you the real kitchen mess here I have going and get it clean, because it's really bothering me that it's this messy.
Here he goes, with his humble lack and everlasting ego. Someone hurt your feelings not that long ago, and every bit of you couldn't face the truth that maybe you're just...
So the first thing we're going to do here is I'm going to organize under the sink. We had a recent leak in one of our pipes, so my husband had to replace a few parts of it. So now I'm just going to take the opportunity to take everything out, wipe it all out, and then I'll put the shelf back out that we have under here, which I got off Amazon and has honestly worked great since I started using it. But as you can see, the whole thing needs to get a bit of a wipe. It's a bit dirty and gross, so I'm going to give it a bit of a wipe, take everything out, and then reorganize it from there.
With his humble lack. Get out what you're putting in. All your hopes and efforts are all in vain. Who will pick you up when you've lost everything? Does it all become for granted with a wedding ring?
So to give you an idea of this corner cupboard I despise. So this is the cupboard. So the entrance, as you can see by my hand, is not very wide. And then it goes quite deep. So it's really hard to access things. So I have it kind of crammed right now with things I don't use very much, but it's a really difficult cupboard. So this is the cupboard I'm talking about. I'm trying to have as little things as possible, only things that I might use once in a while, like once a year. I have things usually right here that I use all the time, like my cheese grater and stuff like that. But that's just to give you an idea of what this cupboard kind of looks like. So this is one cupboard that we're going to be adding a shelf to. So this is currently just mugs, but as you can see on the top, we have to have a mug stacked on top of each other. These mugs are all kind of tightly fit in here. So what we want to do is we're going to add a 4th shelf. So we're gonna lower this one to say about here, lower this, and then lower this one, and then add one more up here. And then that way our mugs can be a little more spaced out and not stacked on top of each other. So that's one cupboard that we're gonna be fixing. So this cupboard I just redid. Originally we had a bunch of plastic cups here, and then we had my glass measuring cups up here, plus the tall glasses. This was kind of the same. This is just all our plastic cups that we use for outside and everything in the summer. So what I did was I went through, and those tall conjugal water bottles in the back, I have 4 of them, but we have 5 of us, so I wanted to keep some for when the kids were older. I've now reduced it so that I have 2 mugs that are about this size. I have a bigger one, and then my husband has a travel mug as well. And then I have these are like ceramic or glass one or whatever that I like to have as well. And then I just have some lids here for some water bottles that I have in another cupboard. And then here, there's some plastic wine glasses. And then these are our day-to-day glasses that we use. And then up front here, I do have some Tupperware kids tumblers that I have on hand that stay up here as well. But that's kind of, this is kind of like the drink cupboard, if you will. One of the cupboards is full of glasses and travel mugs and everything else. So that's kind of what I've done with this one. This is one of the drawers we recently added, so we were able to eliminate some stuff in our cupboard. So here I have any plastic cups that the kids can see through so that they can grab some water themselves. Plus I have any water bottles that are theirs, and then I have a couple of my tall water bottles back there. So that's what we have in here. It's been honestly great for the kids because they go grab water whenever they want. They don't need someone to grab a cup for them, and it's been the perfect solution. So that's what we have for those cups in there. So this cupboard here is one that we're going to be adding a shelf to. So I want to raise the top one up a little bit, and I want to keep the top to like baking and cooking stuff, like my food chopper, my hand mixer, my hand blender, my cookie press, things like that. Then the shelf here, which would be the 3rd shelf at that point, I want to keep it my glass measuring cups, which are already in there, and then I have these large bowls that we use for like soups and chilies and pastas and stuff like that. I want them to be on the same shelf as the measuring cups, so that way they're on the same cupboard as the plates and bowls. And then the 2nd shelf will have all these plastic plates and bowls, as well as some of these glasses and plates. And then the bottom one will just be like it is now, because I feel like when I look at it, I'm looking at a bunch of air. Like I have this gap that I have nothing, that it could be used for something, and this gap up there. So I'm trying to really maximize my space in my kitchen and really sort things kind of by category, if you will, kind of what they're used for. And it totally makes sense because this cupboard down here has all my baking stuff in here. So it completely makes sense that the like measuring cups will be here and my hand mixer and stuff like that. It completely makes sense. And I'm not sure how I'm going to organize this one. I don't know if I'm going to add another shelf or not. I might, because then I can put things like up here I have my steak knives, and then some things that go with our waffle maker if you want to make grilled cheese and stuff like that. So I might actually raise the shelf and stack the waffle irons instead of having them upright like they are right now. And then I can have these kind of flatter, and then I can make this 2nd shelf will use just like the teapots and the special mugs that I have here. I don't keep those in my mug cupboard, but I might be able to once I add those shelves. But these are pottery ones that I like, so I keep them separate. And then down here is just tea and coffee. So I might add another shelf to here. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do yet, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. But then I just feel like it'll be more functional, and we'll be maximizing the space we have in our kitchen. So that's kind of what I'm working on. I'm not doing it today because I need my husband to cut the shelves and everything else. So this is just what I'm thinking, but I'm going to leave it for now. And while we're talking organization, I want to quickly show you my drawers. So this drawer up here is where like my saran wrap, my Ziploc bags, my parchment paper, aluminum foil. These are all our barbecue tools along with my rolling pin, and then our oven mitts. This is honestly so amazing because it's so easy to grab it. It comes all the way out. So sometimes I just grab the saran wrap and leave it in here. And just so handy to have this and not have it in my pantry anymore. This is my favorite drawer. This is all my pots and pans. And I love it because I'm not banging other pots to get them out. This pot was always terrible to get at because it was always at the back of the cupboard. So I always had to like take other pots out, or I'd knock things out on the way out. And now it's much better. Then this bottom one here is like our frying pans and my glass baking pans and everything else. So this has been honestly a huge game changer for us. I absolutely love having drawers. So if you have the opportunity to get drawers, if you're ever redoing your kitchen or ever wanting to do something different, I highly recommend having drawers instead of cupboards on the bottom. It's been a complete game changer for us.
Stumbling out of bed, and I still got you in my head. From all those pretty words you said, it's like I'm wasted. Every time I see your face, I'm losing track of time and space. I don't know where I am, it's like I'm wasted, and I won't waste it. And I promise that I will stand by you forever. I can't get you out of my mind.
I get tons of questions about the vacuum that I use, and it's the Dyson V11 Absolute. I love it. So I'm going to actually do a separate video specifically about the vacuum, all the attachments that I have, all the uses for the different attachments, and just really show you guys what this vacuum can do. It's honestly one of the best purchases we've ever made. I have never in my life been so excited for a vacuum, but this vacuum has just been the most exciting thing ever. I guess that's adulting for you, right? But especially with kids and the kitchen always having to be vacuumed from crumbs on the floor, it's been one of the best purchases we've ever made. And with having 2 floors in our house, it's a great purchase as well, because having the cordless vacuum to carry upstairs is way better than having the heavy power head and the big cord that plugs into the wall with our central vacuum system.
Breathless, and I won't waste this. And I promise that I will stand by you forever. I can't get you out of my mind. I will follow you wherever, and I won't waste this. I'll follow you, yeah. Yeah, I won't waste this, 'cause no one makes me feel like you do. You make me breathless. Yeah, no one makes me feel like you do.
So one thing I love is that my husband will get me flowers randomly at different dates, no specific dates or anything, and he calls them there just because I love you flowers. So no specific occasion, just because he wanted to get me some flowers. And on this particular day, he had worked a double shift and was on his way home and stopped in to get me flowers. And that was the only thing he stopped for. So I thought it was so sweet, and I was honestly so surprised. So I'm not sure why this area gets neglected all the time, and I clean my kitchen, if you're not new to my channel, you know, all the time. But I decided it was finally time to get everything off here and give it a good dusting, because it was desperate times for it. And also, all the wine had to be dusted as well, because the bottles had collected dust over time. Now, fun fact about the shelf is that Ashley is supposed to be where our microwave goes, but our microwave doesn't fit in here. So we had those plastic drawer things in there, and it kind of became like a crap collector, junk shelf. I don't know. I hated the way it looked. So we decided that maybe a wine rack was better use of the space. So my husband actually designed it, built it, put it together, and honestly, it looks like the wine rack was always meant to be there.
As I try to make my way through the crowd, feeling alive. I love being by your side, it makes me shine. We got one summer, so let's make it count. You make me feel like everything's alright. Let's dance our problems away in the night. Love being right next to you. You'll be on my mind. I'll be dreaming about this till the end of time. We are young, we are free, down for the ride. Might be over tomorrow, but we got this.
So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope it gave you some cleaning motivation as well as some organization ideas for your kitchen. If you do enjoy today's video, please give it a thumbs up, as that does help my channel a lot. And come over to my channel, I have tons of decluttering and organization motivation as I go through my whole entire house, as well as my typical cleaning motivation, because I'll never let you down on that. I like to provide tons of cleaning motivation here on my channel. And I'm also going to do a video regarding my Dyson vacuum and all the attachments and what I use them for, because I'm really excited to share that with you, because I honestly love vacuuming, because I just love the Dyson so much. I could talk about it for hours. So if you enjoy this type of content and are not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing and joining my YouTube family. So don't forget that red subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos from me. I appreciate you clicking on my video today and giving it a watch. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.